So, we've debunked flat Earth theory and argued that the moon landing wasn't filmed in a Hollywood studio, but today, we've got something even more mind-blowing. A hypothesis put forward recently and supported by some who have the ears of many, especially in the United States. One that has major implications on the political landscape of American politics. Brace yourselves, folks, because apparently Taylor Swift is a CIA plant. Now you may be thinking, come on guys, you're reaching now, Taylor's a pop princess. She writes love songs, throws fantastic concerts, and is loved around the world. She's not part of the Central Intelligence Agency, transmitting coded messages through song lyrics. Well, sit back and prepare yourself to have your mind blown. Figuratively, mind you, not literally. Because what we have to share with you is baffling beyond belief. But like Kanye West at the Grammys, let's interrupt Taylor's big moment to say, welcome to Conspiracy Theory Debunked. No tin hats required. Now, over the last 2 years, people have posited the idea that renowned pop star Taylor Swift is not just a talented singer-songwriter, but is also part of the Pentagon's plot to sway the election results the way of the Democrats. Others say, if you listen to the lyrics of some of her songs carefully, you can decipher messages meant for embedded agents across the United States. Personally, I like to picture Jack Bauer discovering there's an FSB agent in the Pentagon as his codex replays, "We are never ever ever getting back together," and her sudden switch from country to pop. Was it a simple artistic choice, or a signal to CIA assets that it was safe to relocate to LA from Nashville? We'll leave that for you to decide. Before we dive deeper into this Swiftie conspiracy, don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe as well? Because the sparrow flies west at midnight, and hey, if you're feeling particularly brave, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this theory, or perhaps your own theories about other pop stars. Is Ed Sheeran an MI6 agent? Is Katy Perry a Russian spy? And if Chris Williams from Wimbledon College is watching this, leave a comment so we know you're safe. Alright, let's get down to business. What evidence do these theorists have to prove that Taylor Swift is a secret agent? Well, let's start with history. Over the decades, stories have been floated of the CIA utilizing actors, celebrities, and musicians to infiltrate regions of the world that would be deadly for actual agents. Like the awesome Robert Culp/Bill Cosby TV series and slightly forgettable Eddie Murphy Owen Wilson movie I Spy, famous faces find it far easier to open doors that the hideously ordinary and untalented faces like mine find slammed. As far back as World War II, with singer and dancer Josephine Baker collaborating with the French Resistance, or celebrated chef Julia Child, who reportedly served as a research assistant for the OSS, the organization that evolved into the CIA. Or if you choose to believe Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, the cult memoir of game show impresario Chuck Barris, in which he purports to have been an assassin for the CIA. God, I love that movie. Directed by George Clooney, who co-wrote with Charlie Kaufman, and co-stars with the delightfully wacky Sam Rockwell. You know what? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just had to go watch the movie again. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Celebs have supposedly been used in the past by the CIA. However, the CIA don't make it a general rule to recruit every person that gains a modicum of fame. Could you imagine the meeting being held to discuss top-level clearance for Snooki? So while I can't argue whether Elvis actually was deputized by Nixon, I'll put money Taylor isn't a government spook. Then there's the theory that her rise to fame was too swift, pun intended, to be anything but a calculated move by the powers that be. But come on, we all know talent when we see it, and Taylor has it in spades. Besides, if the CIA was really behind her success, don't you think they'd have better things to do than bulk buy her albums and manufacture beef between Taylor and Spotify? To that point, some theorists claim it's a ruse to keep her relevant and in the news as fighting for the common folk. So the psyop tactic becomes the fact that she fights the power of corporate greed, wins the love of the general populace, and then wields her influence to do what the shady agency wants. In that case, I guess we better start investigating every Hollywood A-lister, huh? I'd start with Nathan Fillion. That man could kill Christmas, and I'd probably still be a fan. Okay, maybe that one is just me then. I love you. See, the thing about conspiracy theories is that they often rely on a lack of evidence as evidence. It's a bit like saying, well, you can't prove that there isn't a teapot orbiting Mars, so there must be one. It's a classic logical fallacy, and it's essential to recognize it when you see it. Hell, I'm even hearing now there are people saying Taylor wrote the book Argyle, the basis of the Matthew Vaughn movie. I'm not saying she can't write a spy novel or screenplay, but if you believe she did, I've got a bridge to sell you. And speaking of bridges, why not drop us a comment about your favorite bridge? Mine's the Infinity Bridge in Stockton-on-Tees. It looks gorgeous at sunset. And what a great place to meet when exchanging manila envelopes of coded messages and microfiche. So, we've seen that the evidence for Taylor Swift being a CIA plant is about as solid as a marshmallow. But let's wrap this up in a neat little bow. From the get-go, we've been wading through a swamp of maybes and what-ifs, trying to find a solid foothold in the theory that our beloved pop princess, Taylor Swift, is a covert CIA operative. But alas, our quest has led us to nothing more substantial than the occasional chuckle and a whole lot of head-scratching. Much like our previous explorations into flat Earth and moon landing fabrications, this theory too crumbles under the weight of its own absurdity. It's as if someone took the idea of 6 degrees of separation, threw in a healthy dose of paranoia, and sprinkled it with a love for pop culture. The result? A conspiracy theory that's as entertaining as it is unbelievable. And just because the evidence supporting this theory is weaker than my vegan cousin after a cross-country run, just kidding, that skinny bra will knock you straight out, doesn't mean you should take my word for it, that the theory isn't true. In fact, I encourage all of you to continue the conversation in the comments below. Who knows, we might get a whistleblower dropping secrets like Deep Throat. The Nixon guy, not the 70s flick, but yeah, comment below. And let's remember to take these theories with a grain of salt and a sense of humor. Because yes, while it's highly unlikely that Taylor Swift is a CIA operative, it's always a good idea to keep an open mind. After all, truth can sometimes be stranger than fiction. And who knows, maybe in 50 years the CIA will redact some files, and it turns out we were wrong. We aren't though, but who knows? Now let's pivot to something we hinted at earlier. Why are the Republicans deeply threatened by Taylor Swift's popularity? We all know that Taylor has a massive fan base. She's not just a pop star, she's a global phenomenon. Her music resonates with millions, and her words hold weight. In recent years, Taylor has been more vocal about her political beliefs. She's expressed her support for the LGBTQ+ community, spoken about racial injustice, and even endorsed Democratic candidates. This has led to a shift, with her music becoming a platform for political expression. And that's where the fear comes in. Celebrities have a unique platform. They can reach a wide audience, and their words can influence public opinion. When someone as popular as Taylor Swift speaks up, people listen, and that can be a powerful tool for change. Taylor once tweeted out a prompt for people to register to vote, and in 24 hours, 350,000 new voters registered. This scares people, especially those whose political talking points may not mesh with hers. And so it seems Taylor Swift's popularity isn't just a threat to the music charts, but also to the Republican Party as persistently announced by right-wing media outlets like Fox News. If she decides to throw her hat in the political ring, not that I think she would ever do it, as it presents absolutely no benefit to her life whatsoever, it is safe to say her influence would be felt significantly, and that's something of which any political party should be wary. So, as we wrap up our Taylor Swift conspiracy session, we leave you with this thought. Keep an eye on the celebrities you follow. Their influence might be more significant than you think. And remember, the power of a single voice can never be underestimated, especially if that voice belongs to a global superstar. This has been Conspiracy Theory Debunked. Come back for more wacky theories.